Star Wars is a series that pretty much everyone that's ever seen films, has even heard of movies, know of the existence of Star Wars. So I'm here talking about some Star Wars, cause why not? Why the fuck not? This Friday will be the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, so why not talk about the original trilogy, the one trilogy that really blew up the world and has given George Lucas just a profit of like billions of dollars. This franchise itself is worth more money than I can imagine. And it's crazy how this series just grew and was loved by so many, and now is in the is kind of in the gutters. But other than that, let's just talk about, of course, the first film that we're going to talk about is the movie Star Wars: A New Hope. Star Wars: A New Hope is a sci-fi action film, and it's this soap opera of sci-fi in which it starts off with the C-3PO R2-D2 gets lost in this Dune series, or this Dune world, in which they catch up to Luke, and the R2-D2 has this little message saying, of Leia, the princess, saying, hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, please help me, you're my only hope. They're trying to find Kenobi, and of course Luke has a relationship with him, calling him Old Ben, so that pretty much starts off with quite possibly the best series in films. This movie is fucking amazing. I mean, it's everything that it is. It started off this franchise in just a masterful way. It's a movie that pretty much changed sci-fi films. I mean, every movie after that just tried to do a Star Wars or try to do a sci-fi film. And this movie really was just like, oh shit, here we're in this different planet with different creatures that Mr. Lucas created, and it's just beautiful with great characters that are beautifully written, and to the just the atmosphere and the story and this journey of this man who was an old Jedi Knight in the past years, and trying to train his young grandson, and it's great. This movie's fucking awesome. I love this movie. It is the best. It's one of the best, that's for sure, when it comes to the series. I think it's one of the best. Of course, when it comes to Empire, you can't really compare, but this movie is just an amazing start to this journey, and it's just a beautiful crafted film during a time where there was not much CGI, and it's very much practical, and you can very much see it, and just respect the work of Mr. Lucas of creating this just otherworldly series and of films that are just now just so much books, so much just fan fiction. It's crazy. But let's talk about the performances. We got pretty much the main character is Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill, who's this young kid who wants to be a fighter pilot, but he's stuck in this planet in which he works for his uncle to grow harvest, but he just wants to explore. And he gets these prototypes, which R2-D2 has this fucking thing saying, oh, Princess Leia wants help, and Luke is like, alright, we should find, hopefully, who Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I think is Ben, to go save the princess. And Luke Skywalker, in this film, is a very young, has a lot of potential, wants to grow, and you can very much tell the potential with this character, just the innocence of this guy, and just wanting to fucking help and trying to do other things and just grow harvest in the middle of the fucking dunes. But he's great. Luke Skywalker is Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill without Luke Skywalker is just a non-existent thing. It's him. That's who he is. And I can't see any other person playing Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill is great in this movie. But one of my favorite characters has to be Ben Kenobi. Ben Kenobi is, again, the old man who has a relationship with Luke and the uncles, but you can very much tell this man has a past. He has a past. He's a Jedi Knight, where Jedis were ruling pretty much the fucking justice system, and the dark times occurred, and now he's just roaming around the Dune Seas, and he gets this message for Princess Leia and tries to save her and tries to train this young boy to become a Jedi Knight. And I think he is perfect. I mean, he's the old wise guy and the smart, and he has this, I mean, they call it a crazy religion, the Jedis and the Force, but he believes in it, and he believes the Force is with you. And he's great. He's fucking amazing as Obi-Wan Kenobi, this older, fleshed out character, really cool, and you can very much tell this man was a badass back in the day, and he's fucking awesome, Mr. Ben Kenobi. And of course, some of the supporting, C-3PO, played by Anthony Daniels, he's annoyed. He's always annoyed with R2-D2, but loves R2-D2 in the inside. And Anthony Daniels is just magnificent as C-3PO. And R2-D2 is just a great character, just a lovable character, cute, and he can very much tell this man is gonna be he's gonna have a close relationship with Luke. And it's great. Princess Leia, played by the late great Carrie Fisher. She was young in this film. She's the princess from her home planet of Alderaan, which I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, the movie's fucking so many years old, but I'm not gonna say shit. But Alderaan, and she gets captured by the main bad, and they want to find the rebel base to destroy them because they got the plans to destroy this Death Star. And Princess Leia's great. She's a likable girl. She's also a badass in her own right. She can handle herself, and it's fucking great. I liked her as this character. Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford, who's this fucking cocky guy who's he's just this not a bounty hunter, but he's this old man. He's in the gutters, man. He's fucking working through trying to pay off his debts, and he with his fucking partner Chewbacca. And Han is great. One of my favorite characters is Han Solo. He's a badass, cockiness. He's not to a point where he tells him, "Hey, don't be cocky, kid," but he knows his shit, and he's a guy. He's the man of the Millennium Falcon, and he's fucking awesome. I love Han. And Chewbacca, his partner, who they call Walking Carpet. Fucking great. I love Chewbacca. He's another just amazing character who's funny, but also can rip your fucking arms off if he wants to. So you can't mess with this Wookiee. The main bad of this film is the great Darth Vader. Darth Vader, played by Mr. James Earl Jones. He's like the fucking war man. He's a soldier. He gets it gritty, but he also tells the orders, and he's also powerful with the Force. And he's trying to lead the Empire, but also trying to destroy the rebels so they don't destroy this Death Star. And Darth Vader is menacing. Every time he's on screen in this movie, he's not even on screen that much, but anytime he's on screen, he's a fucking menace. Like, he doesn't take no shit. He'll choke you, he'll kill you, and he means business in this movie. And he wants to fucking kill them rebels. And he's great. I love Darth Vader. He's just an iconic villain that just will be remembered for years to come. And all the actors and the performances were great. Even his henchman, the fucking Tarkin or some shit, he's like the lead of the base and shit. He's great. He's a menace too. He's fucking awesome. The performances are great. The film is written and directed by George Lucas himself. This is his baby pretty much. And it's awesome. It's directed amazingly. And the writing and the story and just all the little details that, of course, now gets a little fleshed out during the series, but it's just like, it's the potential, and you're like, I'm here for the ride. I can't wait to see this. And I thought the film, he directed it and wrote it beautiful. And it's great. The story and the world building, it's fucking amazing. And it's the big sci-fi film. Anything before that wasn't like this. This is it. Like, this is big. This is big time shit. Sci-fi movies wasn't that big of a thing. Of course, Star Trek, and of course 2001: A Space Odyssey. But Star Wars was what popularized it. That is Star Trek, but I feel like Star Wars was as big as that. And yeah, George Lucas did something marvelous. The chemistry between just the group is amazing. I mean, they work so fucking good together. You can very much tell that these guys are gonna be a damn good team in the future, and it's fucking awesome. I thought the chemistry is amazing. The costumes, I mean, the costumes are great. I mean, what they did with the creatures and all that is marvelous. The practical effects were just spectacular for this time. And visual effects. I mean, I saw the Disney Plus version, which I don't think is the best version, but it's just the version that's out. It's fucking good. I mean, some of the visual effects, they definitely worked on it, but most of it, damn 100% is practical effects, and it's fucking great. And the work that they did during this time and how they pull it off is something but special. The cinematography is fucking amazing. The shot, I mean, my favorite shot of Star Wars probably is that shot where Luke is staring at the twin suns, and there's just everything about that scene. And the fucking music by the great John Williams, the fucking best of the best. The music is iconic, the theme, and just again that scene in the twin suns, the music, it gets you fucking goosebumps. And the music by John Williams is just a masterful work, and just this movie's amazing. It's fucking awesome. I loved it. This is one. It's the start of a beautiful journey, and it's a beautiful journey, the trilogy, and just an amazing start, and this really gets you, and you really feel for these characters, and you love this fucking movie, and I loved every minute of it. Is one of my favorite films. It's up there, and for that, I'm gonna have to give it 6 stars. My legendary rating. I only put that stamp when it's like the best of the best films, one of the best films I've seen. It's there, man. I mean, it's damn perfect. I mean, I have no flaws with this film. I mean, it's a fucking, it's a marvelous job of sci-fi and just the unworldly and the curiosity, and it's just masterful. I think this film, and I thought George Lucas directed it very well. And yeah, those are my thoughts for Star Wars. Can't wait to talk about Empire, which is probably my favorite film of the franchise. And yeah, those are my thoughts for A New Hope. So see you guys in the next review.